Enjoy your Monday morning. This is Matt James with you till 11 o'clock. Now, I'm very pleased to welcome my guest onto the show. It's Fernanda.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning. First of all, tell us, what is it that you do?
Okay, so my name is Fernanda Prado. I am a hypnotherapist and a hypnotherapy lecturer. I'm very passionate about the power of our mind and everything that we can achieve when we learn how to do it. So I actually focus on anxiety. So I've been helping clients through anxiety. I share my own story about anxiety, so I look from this perspective. And what I learn is when we actually can understand and have the knowledge of what anxiety is trying to do for us, it really empowers you and actually helps you breaking this loop of anxiety.
Absolutely, and I've got my own sort of experience with anxiety as well, and it's something that you can't control, and people say to you, why are you anxious? And sometimes you go, I don't know.
Exactly.
It's something that just overtakes you at times, and I think there are many people, business owners, young people due to COVID and things like that, that have been affected certainly over the last few years. And this is what you do. Do you coach one-to-one with people?
Yes, so I see clients one-to-one, and I also do mental health talks about anxiety and mental health awareness overall. Like you said, after COVID, it just didn't happen. It didn't help people because there is a lot more information now. Internet is a good thing, but at the same time, if anything happens in a war, straight away, you're in the middle of everything. In the past, we didn't have that many issues with anxiety because there wasn't so much information like we have now. So this is, even though we sometimes watch news or something, that big part still plays in the back of our mind and creates that fear of survival, fear of, are we gonna have money to pay our bills, how the business is doing, like you said. So it's a lot of things that it plays in the back of our mind that because we just don't have time to look at it and understand what anxiety is doing, it's actually just trying to protect us. And this is what helped me break this loop of anxiety, because going into a bit, unfortunately, many of us were not exposed to how to deal with our feelings and emotions. A lot of us brewed up, maybe stop crying and just bottle up, man up, stop crying, all these things. So we learned from a very early age that we are not supposed to express how we feel. Thankfully, that has been changed now because we have more awareness. We're trying to break the stigma to talk about anxiety. And a lot of people you can say my dad, for example, he'd say, oh, to go to a therapist is for crazy people and things like that. So it is still a big stigma to try to get help. And we were saying, especially for men.
I was going to say, is it more in men?
Yes, it is. Because it has all that macho thing of you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to ask for help. But it's funny in the same way, because if we start talking about female energy and male energy, meaning male energy is the outside of your house out, like your logical thinking, your business life, more women are in that place now. So women are also suffering, business women, with all that anxiety because it's just too much. We are hardwired in the same way. So when we start leaning so much into this male, masculine energy that we say, we all suffer with that because there is so much pressure in providing and making it happening, performance, all of that. So it's a massive weight that we have to learn how to navigate. And if we don't pay attention to listen, that what's going on with us, what are we afraid of, where is anxiety can take a big toll, because if we don't look at it, and most of us, what we'll do is try to get distracted, try to shove under the rug, try to pretend it's not there. Exactly. But that, if you think, anxiety is a cycle. So when you have that temporary relief where you try to cheat anxiety in a way, oh, I'm just going to get distracted and it's going to go away, it's going to give you that temporary relief. But anxiety comes in a loop. So on a long term, when you have another cycle of anxiety, it's actually stronger.
Right.
And that is the reason if you don't look at it, it builds up on long term. So very common, a simple anxiety escalates to panic attack, escalates to IBS, escalates to generalized anxiety syndrome, just because we're trying to use that technique that doesn't help, it actually backfires. That is strategy of just pretend it's not there, doesn't help.
And that's how powerful the mind is, isn't it?
Exactly.
And that's the thing, we don't realise ourselves. It's our mind and we don't realise how powerful. And that leads nicely onto your book, which is Anxiety Reimagined, refocusing the mind.
Exactly.
So this is very much about what you've just said, isn't it?
It is, because what I tell people is, if you have tried everything with anxiety and it has worked, maybe it's the time to stop and offer a different perspective. And that's the reason I said it's refocusing the mind. So this book, I have put a lot of my own experience and the clients that I have seen. I have used a very easy language, nothing difficult to understand, because I wanted to have a book like this when I was going through anxiety. Even though I had the support of my family, they would go, it's okay, it's gonna pass, it's all fine. Well, when you're going through anxiety, the feelings are real. What you're feeling are real. Sometimes you think you're gonna die. Sometimes you think you're spiraling out of control. You're gonna go crazy. But if you're not going through, you don't understand that is happening. And in this book, I explain why that happens to us. Anxiety is a normal reaction to say that I don't know how to deal with that. And if you look at that and if you break that objection, then you start disarming anxiety. If you keep on suppressing it, you're making it stronger, because the brain's gonna go, oh, she is not looking into that. What else I need to be afraid? And that just piles up and makes it even bigger. So I always tell people that is how we learn, but unfortunately our brain is made to keep us safe. So it prefers the hell we know over the possible heaven that I can have access to. So it's very easy for us not to look because it hurts. So if it hurts, I'm not going to look at it. But then anxiety is a cycle. It will come around again.
It's fascinating,
Yes.
Fernanda. Absolutely fascinating. As you said, the mind is such a powerful thing. And where can people find your book?
Yeah, it's available already on Amazon.
Yep.
Now it's on Kindle version, it's on paper. I'm old school, so I like to have the book
absolutely.
to highlight and do things. So it's available on Amazon. You can just see Anxiety Reimagined, and it's available. And people can have access on my website as well. It's on the website. And I think what is the most important thing, like I said, what I have put in this book is having an easy language so people can identify themselves when they're reading and they go like, oh wow, that's me. You start finding yourself. Exactly. I'm normal. You know, what I'm going through, someone else already been through. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to go crazy. So you start relating yourself. And things that I have put it on the book as well is techniques and tools so people can self-regulate. So there is a lot of, like I said, I am a lecturer, so I love teaching. And I think the teaching is what empowers people. So it's no good if you come for a session and I do the magic and you don't know how to self-regulate. Because anxiety is something that we'll always have in our life. It's the brain saying, I don't know how to deal with that.
It's different things that we come across in our lives, aren't we?
And so many, isn't it?
Many, absolutely.
Many. Who'd say COVID would happen?
Getting your Christmas shopping done.
Exactly.
That's one of them.
All of it, isn't it? What are we going to have for a meal? Or we have it for the feast? And all these things pile up. That's what we're saying.
Your website as well, that's confidentmind.co.uk,
That is
isn't it?
correct.
So you can find out about the book and everything else that you do on there. Fernanda, thank you so much. It's been such an insight. I've really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Look, keep in contact with us as well, and hopefully get you back in again soon, and we can continue the conversation.
That would be brilliant. My pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Lovely. Well done.
Thank you.